Right, thank you very much for click opening this channel. I trust that it will assist you in your understanding of mathematics going forward. There are a number of videos that we are going to be uploading here. Please like the video, subscribe, and encourage all your friends to do so. And please support the channel so that it may reach as many people as possible who may need help with mathematics. And my number and my email are provided there. Should you need anything, you are very much welcome to contact me, and then we can see how we can assist you going forward. Thank you very much, guys. Please remember to subscribe and also encourage your friends to do so. Let's get on with it. All right. Welcome to our math revision lesson. This time around, we are looking at grade 9 algebraic expressions. Yeah, see that one, algebraic expressions, grade 9. Very much important that we get an understanding of this section. In grade 9, that's when you will be choosing subjects for grade 10, 11, and 12. So your performance in mathematics is going to determine a number of things there in terms of the choices that you are going to make for the FET phase from grade 10, 11, and 12. So it is vital for you to do the best you can so that your choice is not determined by laziness or anything, but it is informed by hard work and true thinking and working. So let's have a look at grade 9 algebraic expressions. And in this particular section, we are focusing on how to simplify, how to expand brackets, how to simplify expressions that involve brackets. So here, and these are very simple calculations, but sometimes learners make mistakes, and we need to have a look at what mistakes are common in exams and see how we can rectify those ones. So I have 2, then x minus 5 in brackets. When we read this, we can say 2 factor of x minus 5. 2 factor of x minus 5. So basically means 2 times x minus 5. So brackets are removed by multiplication. The number that we have outside the brackets multiplies the numbers or the terms which are inside the brackets. That's how we remove them. So my first question, the answer would be as follows. I multiply 2 multiplied by x. Please, this is multiplication. So it's going to be 2 times x. Then I write the answer 2x. Then the next one again, multiplication 2 times a negative 5, and the answer is equal to negative 10. Then after the multiplication, I look at my expression to see if there are any like terms that I can add or subtract. And remember, like terms are terms that have the same variables with the same exponents. So in this expression, I don't have like terms. There are no any terms with same variables that have same exponents. Therefore, my answer is 2x minus 10. I have removed brackets and simplified my expression. Question number 2. I have put up 2 sets of brackets here. And when you are doing mathematics, make it a point that you don't really memorize the numbers that we put here, because we are always going to change them. But what you must make sure you understand is the idea that is being explained using these numbers. What is the method that we are teaching here? So the method in this case is multiplication. So we are going to remove our brackets by multiplication. 3x times, this is multiplication. So if a variable has no coefficient, it means there is an invisible 1. So when you do multiplication in this case, the coefficients multiply each other. So this is 3 times 1. That will give me 3. Then I multiply x times x. That will give us x to the power of 2. Then I go to the next one and do the multiplication again. So this is 3x multiplied by negative 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So that gives me a negative of 9x as my answer. Then I'm done with the first set of brackets. I go to the next one and I do the same calculation. So that's a negative 4 multiplied by 1x. So 4 times 1 is 1. So that means this is going to be a negative 4 and then x. Very much important. Most learners make a mistake when it comes to negative numbers. Negatives are a bit of an issue. We need to handle them with care. So a negative 4 multiplied by a negative 3. When you multiply this outside 4 and the inside 3, they are a negative and another negative. A negative times another negative makes it positive. So that is equal to positive 12. I have removed the brackets. Now the next thing I need to do is to look for like terms and combine them. So in this expression, there is a variable x here, there is a variable x there. Those two are like terms, we can add them. Now another important part when you're doing this, we need to take care of our integers, very much critical. So the first term is going to be 3x squared because there is no any other x squared in the expression, but these two here, we can combine them. Minus 9x squared minus 4, that will give us a negative 13x and then plus 12. That is my answer for that question. I've removed brackets and I've simplified the expression. The last one, this is just to emphasize the same thing, but the number 2 and number 3 are exactly the same. Brackets are removed by multiplication. So I'm going to multiply here, x times 2x, that will give me 2x squared. Then I multiply x times 1, that will give me plus x minus, then negative 1 times 2x, that will give me 2x, and negative 1 times positive 1, I get a negative of 1. I have removed the brackets. So the next thing is to look for like terms and add them. So in this case, we've got 1 here and we've got a negative 2. So this one and that one is 1x minus 2x. The answer will be minus 1x. That is my expression. I've removed the brackets and I've simplified it. Very straightforward. There is no reason for a person to get diarrhea in an exam because of this. It just needs you to practice it. Now let's have a look. I've put fractions here because I know that a lot of learners, when they see fractions, they become unhappy because they don't like fractions. But anyway, in real life, there are no whole numbers. Everything is about fractions. If you go to the shop and you want to buy something for 10,000, they don't write 10,000. They will write 999.99. That is fractions. So let's have a look. The method is the same. We are removing brackets by multiplication. So we're going to multiply half times 4x. Half of 4x is 2x. Then I multiply half times negative 8. That gives me 4, and then minus half. Now, after removing the brackets, you look for like terms that you can add to become 1. There is no any other x in this expression, so the 2x will stay. Then minus 4 minus half. I can write that as minus 4,5 or minus 4 and half. That will be the answer to that question. I have removed brackets and I have simplified it. Let's have a look at these other two questions. I am emphasizing the issue of the negative sign because most of my learners who make mistakes when they're marking their books in grade 9, the negatives here are a bit of a problem. That's where most marks are lost. So let's take care of that and be careful. Now, this here, I've got 3x minus. Please, there are some learners who will take this 3x and want to multiply by x there to remove those brackets. Then we get a 0. The number that removes the brackets, the number that is multiplying the brackets, you should have not skip a negative or a positive in between to go to the brackets. So if there is no number, like in my case, there is a negative 1 here. So the first 3x will stay there. Then the brackets are going to be removed by multiplication with negative 1. negative 1 times x, then I get negative 1x. And negative 1 times negative 3. Back to negative times another negative to make it a positive. This negative 8 is going to be like that. I have removed the brackets. So if there is no number outside, there is an invisible one to remove the brackets. This 3x does not multiply the brackets because of this negative here. Then what do we do after removing the brackets? You look for like terms. So 3x minus 1x, that will give me 2x. And then 3 minus 8 is negative of 5. The answer is 2x minus 5. I have removed the brackets. One more question to just sum it up. Brackets are removed by multiplication. So I have 4x, then when I remove my brackets, I'm going to multiply by negative 3. A negative 3 times 2, that will give me a negative 6. Then I multiply there, a negative and another negative, that makes it positive. Then 8 times 3 is 24x minus 5x. Then I look for like terms. Remember once again the definition of like terms. These are terms that have the same variables with the same exponents. Those are your like terms. So in my case, I have this 4x, I have that 24x, and I have that 5x. So I can combine this one, 4x plus 24x, that will give me 28x. 28x minus 5x, it will give me 23x. Then the negative 6, there is only one constant in this, so the answer is 23x minus 6. That is my brackets. So the method for simplifying this type of brackets, you remove brackets by multiplication. That is how you simplify them. Alright, let's have a look at algebraic expressions. We are still carrying on with the same work that we've been doing, which is simplifying brackets, expanding brackets, and simplifying the expressions. So in this particular section, we want to have a look at binomials. A binomial is an expression with the two terms. So you are given two terms that are in brackets to multiply them. How do you multiply two binomials and how do you simplify? A reminder once again, when you're in grade 9, you are learning a lot of things that are going to lay a foundation for a lot of complicated concepts that are going to be taught in the next grades. So it is very much vital to make sure that you are listening and you are learning. In mathematics, we always emphasize that you learn the idea, you learn the method. The numbers that are here are all going to change. We don't duplicate the same things in the exam, but the one thing that will not change for sure is that the idea that was explained does not change. So let's have a look at how to multiply binomials. So a binomial times a binomial, we use the FOIL method to simplify it. So it works like this. The first term in the first bracket multiplies the first term in the next bracket. Multiply those two. So that's x multiplied by x, and write the answer down. So x times x is equal to x squared. Then the first term in the first bracket will multiply the second term in the next brackets. That means x multiplied by 2, and write the answer down. The answer is 2x. Then I multiply the second term in this first bracket times the first term in the next bracket. That's 3 times x. That will give me 3x. Then I multiply 3 times 2, and the answer will equal to 6. That is my expression. I have expanded the brackets. Now the next thing, like we always do, look for like terms and add or subtract them. Like terms must have the same variable, with the same exponents. So in my case, this 2x and that 3x can be added because they are like terms. X squared cannot be added to anything here because there is only one x squared. So the answer will be x squared plus 5x plus 6. That is my answer for this question. I have expanded the brackets and I've simplified. Once again, it's a very easy procedure to follow. As long as you practice, you should not be in a position where you can forget this. Let's work out one more example. I've got a binomial and another binomial. So the first term times the first term, that's x multiplied by 2x. Remember, here there is 1. If there is nothing here, there is an invisible 1. So it's 1 times 2 and x times x. So it will be 2x squared. Then I multiply the same 1x multiplied by the next one. So that's x multiplied by negative 5. That would be minus 5x. Then I multiply the second one to the first one in the next bracket. Negative 3 times 2. That would give me minus 6x. Then the last numbers. Please be careful with negatives. A negative 3 and a negative 5. A negative times another negative makes it positive. And this is equal to positive 15. We have expanded the brackets. Then the next one is to look for like terms. So my like terms is negative 5x and negative 6x. I need to remember integers very well here. When you are doing addition or subtraction, minus 5 minus 6, the sign does not change. If the signs are the same, you keep the same sign and add the numbers. So this is minus 11. So the answer to this question therefore will be 2x squared minus 11x plus 15. I have expanded the brackets and simplified my expression. Then here, very much important for us, they get a little bit more complicated as you go. If you see this exponent 2 here, that one means you must repeat the bracket. This exponent 2 means the bracket is multiplying itself 2 times. So writing down our answer, we're going to have x plus 3 in brackets and repeat the bracket x plus 3. That's the meaning of this square. Then you follow the same method of multiplication. X multiplying x, that will give us x to the power 2. Then x multiplying by 3, it will be 3x. Then 3 times x, it will be 3x. And then 3 times 3 will equal to 9. Once you are done with removing brackets, you now make sure that you add like terms. So the answer to this question will be x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now I want you to take notice of this, the next question I'm doing, because there's one thing that is important here. There is an exponent 2, at the same time there is a number which is outside the brackets. How do I handle that? So the exponent 2 is what I've explained here. The bracket is repeated. So this is the same as a 2 multiplied by 2x minus 1 multiplied by another 2x minus 1. Now, this 2, which is outside the brackets, we keep it there. It's advisable to introduce more brackets like this. You put more brackets, then you get rid of the ones which are already there. The reason why we do that is because this 2 is going to multiply whatever answer we get after removing these brackets. So we keep the 2 outside and deal with the brackets first. Now when you do our multiplication, 2x multiplied by 2x, please remember this is 2 times 2 and x times x. So your answer will look like this. The 2 will stay outside, then the brackets that we introduced will be there, the 2 factor off, then these brackets will stay outside like that. Then let's remove these ones. 2x times 2x, you get 4x squared. Then 2x times negative 1, I get minus 2x. 1 times negative 2, I get another 2x. Please be careful with negative numbers. A negative 1 times a negative 1 makes it positive. I'm emphasizing here because a lot of learners forget that a negative 1 times negative 1 makes it positive. Then going onwards, we have to add like terms. The brackets that we have put earlier on to keep the 2 out are still there. So now we're going to have 4x squared minus 2, which is minus 4x plus 1. Then after this, the number that we have kept outside, the 2, now multiplies all these numbers to give you your final answer. So we're going to 2 times 4, that will be 8x squared. Then 2 times negative 4 is negative 8x, and 2 times 1 is equal to positive 2. That is my answer for that question. So if I get an expression like this with exponent 2 and with a coefficient outside, then I must be careful. It's a little bit involving, and I must be careful how I handle it. That's removing brackets. And the same applies with a question like this one here. I've just put it as an extra example. The x will stay, the negative 3 will stay. And then I notice that I have got x minus 1 squared, so which means x minus 1 and another x minus 1. So this is going to be like that. Then we introduce more brackets here. To keep this negative 3 out, we are going to use it later on when you are done dealing with these brackets. So our expression from here will be x minus 3. Then the brackets that we have put to keep the negative 3 out to stay there. Then we do this multiplication. X times x, that will be x squared. X times negative 1, I get minus 1x. Negative 1 times x, another minus 1x. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So this is equal to x minus 3. Then we've got x squared minus 2x, and then plus 1. So I'm going to carry on up here. That after simplifying this, then this 3 is going to multiply all of them inside there. The first x will stay there, so that will be x factor of 3 times x. So that will be x and then minus 3 times x. That will give us minus 3x squared. And negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6x. And then negative 3 times 1, I get minus 3. Then finally, you look for like terms. This one and that one, they give us one value. That's 7x and then minus 3. So this is my answer. I need to know how to work out expressions like this. Brackets are removed using one method, which is multiplication. And I must just be careful that my integers are very much in order. I must know very well how to simplify integers because they are applicable here. But otherwise, with practice, this must become something that you can do fast and accurately. There's no need for you to case maths because of things like this. All right, meet again.